Waves crash on the beach of an endless sea. In them you hear a voice, a beckoning lure you have heard so many times before. It is the song of the horizon. She calls to you. She sings of endless wonders and untold horrors, of golden promises and dire warnings, and you know her song. It has always been there. Listen, can you hear it? The wind is in your favor, the tide is rising, the sea is yours for the taking, and your ship awaits. Fair winds and following seas, brave mariner. May fortune find you when the horizon calls.
But and we're live. Ahoy and welcome everybody to Horizon's Call. I am Derek Sword. I am joined by the very lovely folks you see before me. Fortunately this week, Eva is doing something very fun. She's taking a B class. So look forward in the relatively near future for Sword and Key apiaries. We'll send you honey and dice and lots of cool content like this.
Save the bees.
We're saving bees. So yeah, shout out to Eva, who will not be joining us, but is doing something very, very cool. Thank you all for joining us for episode 2 of season 4 of Horizon's Call. It's very exciting to have you all here. Again, I am Derek Sword. I am your GM for this game. I am your guiding compass as we navigate the treacherous seas of Demaris. And I'm going to have these lovely folks introduce themselves and say a little bit about themselves and their characters. Then we'll do a recap and jump in. But before all of that, I do want to say that if you appreciate Horizon's Call, if you enjoy the content that we create here, you can tip us. You can give us monies to say thank you, because nothing says thank you like monies. You can do so through our Pally link, which you can find in chat, as well as through all of our social media. And it goes towards a great cause, which is us. It's not charity. It is actually tipping us. But Pally is a great tool that we have found to evenly distribute anything that you are willing and able to tip, both those qualities being important together. And yeah, it's better than going through Twitch, which takes its cut and then redistributes directly to Sword and Key. If you do go through Twitch, it's appreciated. It goes directly towards the channel. We still don't break even to pay out of our own pockets to our players and our crew, which is why we use Pally. So we want to emphasize tipping our players, these fantastic people who help make this content to the level of quality that it is, as opposed to trying to, Sword and Key will get there or it won't on its own. We want to make sure that these people can feel the appreciation first and foremost while we continue to drag ass. And speaking of dragon ass, happy Lunar New Year. It's the year of the dragon. So we're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons today. There's my segue. Let's go ahead and do our intros here. So Mare, if you don't mind starting us out.
Hello, I am Mare. I use they, she pronouns. I am playing your lovely Acacia, who uses she, her pronouns and is your star druid rogue, who is very, very tired and drained from last session. Though I think we've sailed enough days where I don't have exhaustion anymore.
We will have sailed as many days as you don't have exhaustion right at the beginning, I believe.
It was 2 days. I only needed 2 sleeps.
That's about as many as you had. Like I said, Eva will not be joining us, but Eva typically plays the wonderful sea elf artificer alchemist Winnie. Oh yeah, please, Mare. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Winnie, and I'm your alchemist bard. And that's Jeffrey. Yep. Don't eat that. Eva, I love you so much. I'm sorry. It's just so much fun to do the Winnie voice.
That was uncomfortably good. Thank you, Mare. Yes, as Mare indicated, sea elf artificer alchemist with a homunculus servant that looks like a little metal were shark named Jeffrey, who rollerblades. And next up, Mikyl.
Hi fam, I'm Mikyl. He, him pronouns. I'm playing Proximus, your Triton Shadow Sorcerer Paladin of the Homebrew Horizon's Call Oath, Guardian of the Infinite Seas.
Mikyl is also the artist for this campaign and many of the campaigns you see here on Sword and Key. So thank you, special thank you as always to Mikyl for the. As I understand it, we're getting more art coming up soon here, but for
soon.
I'm so fucking excited.
And it looks
the amazing
so
character
good.
you see here, and also in our intros. Thank you to Mikyl as always for that. Last but not least, Kaila.
I have to say, Mare's Winnie impression is much better than Allie's Scarlett impression.
But Allie's is entertaining.
We will have Allie's Scarlett impression.
Allie
here
is in the other
one
room,
time.
and I'm waiting for them to burst the door. So,
They won't do that.
okay, all right.
Not on an actual live stream. But hi, hello, my name is Kaila, she, her pronouns. I play our Storm Sorcerer Siren Scarlett Shores, who also uses she, her pronouns. And I am just happy to be here.
Wonderful.
Also, we have
Happy to have all of you.
we have pink-haired Scarlett. Which way am I pointing? That one. Pink-haired Scarlett on the overlay.
Yeah, she's back.
She back.
Thank you for Kaila for producing today.
Yeah,
Yes,
something like that.
especially both Kaila and Mare both jumped at the opportunity, realizing that none of us had figured out who was actually producing today without Eva here. So special thank you to both of them for producing on this channel as often as they do, and both being capable and willing to do that.
Kaila won the fist fight.
Yes, that's true. The long distance fist fight.
Coast to coast.
Mare, I believe you have our recap for this week. So whenever you are ready,
I do.
the floor is yours.
I can't remember. Does it have to be in character? I don't
No.
think it has to be in character. Okay, cool. So last time on the premiere of our season 4 game of Horizon's Call, we entered in what is it called? In media res to us being devoured, or in the process of starting to be devoured by the White Maw, which is a literally like a mile wide, or I don't know how the dimensions work. It's fucking big, okay? It eats ships. And both the Redemption and Cross's Mercy got ambushed by the White Maw. So we essentially tried to escape. We had both the Winnie and Proximus doing damage on it. Acacia was parting the seas, essentially, for moving water around in currents to get the ooze out of the way of the ships. So we had some safe areas, and so it wasn't burning holes in our hull. And Kaila has touched mines and was designated as spicy. So she was safe for a little bit. After a lot of damage, a lot of lightning, I think we all deserve the title of we need a really cool title to designate that we killed the White Maw. Let's brainstorm that as a crew and figure that out. Afterwards, we all took Acacia took a little nappy nap for a little bit because she's really, really tired and got 2 levels of exhaustion. And then after that, we all took a nice little dive in the ocean to look around the hunting grounds of the White Maw, where we saw a coliseum of some sort. We all went exploring. Both Scarlett and Acacia we weren't exploring that much. We were mostly looking around on the surface, where Scarlett found a iron flask, and Proximus and Winnie found a couple other things, some which are some people didn't see right away. Kind of like came out of nowhere. After that, we came back up, decided to head to Karina so we can repair the damages before heading to save what's his face. I cannot remember the name.
Ogden?
Ogden Iron's back.
Ogden Iron.
All
That's
right.
all we got. Oh, I get
Fantastic
it.
job.
We still doing advantages?
Inspiration, absolutely.
Inspiration, yes.
Yeah. Yes, Mayor, please enjoy that inspiration point. Thank you for doing that wonderful recap. I also had forgotten that I gave you all magical items. So yes, if you, one thing that Eva did say is that in the 2 days, essentially, it's going to take you to get back within the range of Karina, that she would identify all of the items, since I believe she has ritual casting for that. So, if you have curiosity about what items you all happen to find, recover, there is a list of those that I can provide to you. If you don't want to know and just want to go head forward into the unknown, that's fine. I don't have to tell you about that either. Okay, so we pick up on the decks of your respective ships, heading no longer east but back west, in search of a safe port to get repairs in. Your ships have been somewhat patched up, but continue to take on just a little bit more water than they should, and sailors have been designated for regular bailing, what do I say, like shifts. So a number of your sailors are no longer working on the top deck, but they have created, this little human chain of passing up buckets of water to bail out water from the hulls of your ships. So what's the plan? Heading towards the nearest point in Karina? Are we heading back to Umberlee's Eye? What's the idea?
We specifically said we were not going to Umberlee's Eye.
Very specifically said we are not touching foot there anymore until it is officially burnt to the ground and cleared out.
Yeah, once we burn it down, we never go back.
We know better.
Okay.
What are our options for
sometimes.
Karina?
So Karina is it's a relatively small island, but actually in the grand scheme of things, it's decently sizable. I'm not sure any of you actually went to Karina. I think only the Tressums and Marcus did.
Mm-hmm.
But there is, you would at least know that there is a ferry system that goes from Umberlee's Eye to Karina. There is a port there. There are 3 main ports that you could likely reach while your ships are currently limping.
Wait, is that little one with the hole in it Umberlee's Eye?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I didn't realize it was that close.
Yeah, not to scale, but that is meant to be Umberlee's Eye. It's really hard to make something with a hole on it and also make it small and also make it seem like it's Anyway,
Right.
So
Cheerio in the ocean.
yeah, it's just a soggy Cheerio.
Ugh.
So, are you just looking for whatever is closest? You do know that at least Umberlee's Eye has been taken over by Imperial occupation, so it is reasonable to assume that if they are continuing to move west, they might have taken some of the ports in Karina as well. You're just not exactly sure.
I think that's why we kind of wanted to, I guess, scout the ports to see if the Empire colors were flying in any of them. And of course, we're going to lean towards the ones that aren't flying those colors. If they all are, fuck it, we're just going to flip a coin and choose one. I realize that there's 3 and the coin only has 2 sides, but roll with me on this one.
A 3-sided coin, that's not a problem. It's fantasy. Okay, so I cannot remember if I named the port that the Tressums were taken to, because I'm not sure that the Tressums would have known to look out for a name, and I can't remember if it was mentioned to them or not. So if I change the name of it, bear with me. That's just what it is now. Okay, so
Tressums read it wrong. It's fine.
Yeah, I was literally about to say.
We're relying on 4 kittens.
Okay, let me change up the music a little bit here. And
you don't have to do that. It's nice and calm.
It is nice. Well, you are not doing a nice and calm thing now, are we?
Yes,
Okay,
we are.
so how are we scouting, I guess is the question. Are we just getting kind of close and using our telescopes?
If there's a way to get comfortably close without anyone, being able to clock us as not being a friendly ship if it is an Empire stationed thing.
As Acacia, to both anyone in the shell phone network, the family shell phone network.
Family plan.
Would you like me to fly closer as a seagull and do a little bit of scouting?
That'd be good.
That was going to be my suggestion, if you feel comfortable doing so.
I feel a lot more rested and I have a lot more energy.
Good.
It is good.
I think I can handle a several-hour flight.
Okay. All right. Then, Acacia, if you are going to be scouting ahead, yes, the alternative would be sailing close using a spyglass, but the always danger of spyglass is if you can see somebody through yours, they can likely see you through theirs. So, yes, Acacia, then, doing your seagull recon, why don't you give me a... well, no, because this would be within reason of you to fly. Seagulls, I believe, have 60 feet flying speed.
I'm going to look right now.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
I don't think it has an actual stat block.
Yeah, we'll see the closest bird
I'd
we
say
can
albatross, I think, was the closest stack block we could found before.
find. Okay. Weird that
Bird,
there's an
albatross, seabird. You know what? Go away, ad. It's 40 feet, says.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't, I don't think it really matters just because
Not terrible.
we're
Yeah.
always going to travel faster in the air versus anyway.
Absolutely.
How it
Okay.
works.
So the three nearest ports that I'm going to say you lived close enough, you would reasonably know about ports for Karina, being somebody who is from Soteria, which is, I mean,
Hop, skip, and a
the,
jump.
yeah, next major eastern island. You know, Shacklebreak was kind of this pirate
I've
island.
probably been to Karina.
Maybe on like vacation or something. Yeah. So why don't you give me a history check with advantage? Just so you can like get overall vibe and everything too.
I need stories from Curio about family vacation.
I got a
Right.
19 and a 20 for a 25, not 20.
Fantastic.
Wow.
So, Acacia, you would know, your Curio especially would have told you that this part of the ocean has always been important to the Empire. You know, that's why they tried to come to Soteria. It's why they've come to Soteria, and now why they've taken Karina now, because this used to be, back before the deluge, part of the Empire. This used to be part of like the southern area of the Empire, which is kind of what you all saw in the last episode when you saw one of the sunken cities, which had, you know, parts
Yeah.
of where the Empire had moved in. So Karina is one of those places where they aren't necessarily pro-Empire, but because it survived the deluge, there are still remnants of the Empire being there. It was far enough separated that they ended up creating their own, you know, their own system of government, separating themselves enough, but they're not necessarily like anti-Empire. You know, if Imperial ships show up, trade is trade. You know, as long as they're not unpacking soldiers and you know, killing a bunch of people, they're fine. They're welcome. Umberlee's Eye was kind of like one of those holdouts where it's like, no, this is a place of religious freedom, which the Empire does not embrace. So we're
Right.
happy being separated from them. But Karina was, like I said, more of the southern borders. It's more of like a deserty kind of island, more tropical island, like in the sense where we think of like a traditional palm tree desert island, more kind of like almost Middle Eastern in a sort of vibe way. But they still do have fighting pits that they engage with. That's a common thing. Chariot races are very popular there as well, and it's kind of seen as like this place of like gambling's really big, and animal trade, much as we saw with the Tressums. It's one of those things where you know, people can go there because it's a little bit of hedonism. You know, it's rough and tumble Disney, where things are mostly safe, but you know, there's going to be a little sketchiness around every corner. And so you know that the three main ports that you would be able to reach would be Amina, which is going to be where the Tressums were taken. There is Dahlia, which is going to be that kind of like northeastern point. And then the next one you'd reasonably able to get to is where it kind of comes into that bay right there.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, let's call that one Acacia.
Before I forget, also, I forgot a very important part of my recap. Scarlett has a new pet, some ooze in a jar.
Still working on a name.
Pudding.
Okay.
Gumdrop.
Jello. Slimer. No, well, I was thinking Goo Busters as your name for killing the ooze, but and then it's getting to Slimer from there. Like, it's
Wait,
good.
can we do something a little more? I don't want to say elegant, but you know, badass
epic.
and not
Yeah,
just
badass.
goo busters. That just sounds gross.
Goo Busters.
Ew.
Out of character, do we have a name, the pirate name, like a fleet name or anything?
I don't believe that you all have designated a name. I do believe you have flags now, if I'm correct in that, in the sense that you have the
Is-
Lily of the Valley, which you've designated as your flag,
Mhm.
your
Because you
Your
know
Jolly
how,
Roger.
like in One Piece, it's like the Straw Hat Pirates, so on and so
Mhm.
forth.
Right.
I want to start spreading the rumor that it's not even a rumor, it's the fucking truth, killed the
Right.
White Maw.
Okay. So like
But-
the
Notoriety.
Phoenix Fleet.
Notoriety, yeah. The what fleet?
Phoenix Fleet.
Mm. That actually sounds really good.
Yeah. The Phoenix Fleet, led by Captain Scarlett Shores.
Who apparently the Empire thinks is dead, so that's neat.
What a great way to find out.
What a great way
You
to
know
come
what?
back.
The best pirates don't stay dead. Just ask ask Captain Everhart.
Sorry, anyway, I'm flying over to Karina to
Yes.
scout out.
Yes.
So go ahead and give me a perception check with advantage, bird's eye view.
Cool
While
beans,
you're
love that.
doing that, I would like to note that in the 2 days that we've been sailing, I would have liked to start the preparations to possibly cloak the ships as the Midnight Queen, and then
Midnight Queen.
I do not remember Tycho Butcher's.
Tycho's
I do not remember his ship.
was
We might want to be careful though, because they were on Umberlee's Eye, and I don't remember which ships I blew
No,
up.
they weren't on Umberlee's Eye. Were they?
They were. That's where you found them.
Well, their ships were fucked up, so.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I
the-
specifically went for theirs.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were on Umberlee's Eye. I
No,
thought
they weren't, because
They were on
the
ports prior.
yeah, they were on the ports prior because I didn't set heat
You are
metal
right.
to them.
I got
So-
confused with the many
Oh,
times Acacia
yeah.
set fire to ships. You are
Yes.
correct. Yes. This you encountered
She's
them
gained the
further
name
north.
Shipsbane for a reason. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think
Um,
it's an official name, but it's definitely what Acacia thinks.
The Midnight Queen was Fane Barca's ship, and the
Yes.
Blackthorn was Tycho's.
Okay,
Mm.
cool. Anyway, what I got was a 21. I rolled low.
Fantastic. Okay. So scanning Amina first, being the closest port, most definitely has Imperial colors flying now. You can see that while there are a number of merchant ships which come from a variety of places, there are warships that have been docked as well, and you also see that there are gunships that are actually out further in the bay that are kind of like, they haven't set up a blockade, but it's more like it's a checkpoint. It's a papers please before you come into port, especially since it's 2 days on. I don't think you still see the smoke in the air from Umberlee's Eye, but it was that side of the island that the ships were set fire to. So there's a level of high alert just in that little strait there. Dahlia, you can see that there are definitely some Imperial there's some Imperial activity there, a little settled down. Dahlia is more of a larger city than Amina is, which is more of like a trading post. Like Amina was mostly like tents and smaller buildings with the town kind of connected to them, and went further into the island. Dahlia is one of the capitals, is like the main capital of the island, so has a lot of taller buildings to it, a lot of like brass roofs and really like well decorated buildings, really elegant design buildings. But there definitely seems to be Imperial influence here. While there aren't Imperial flags flying from the buildings, you can see that there are a couple of, like all the buildings, like the Capitol building, which is it's a palace, does not have Imperial flags flying from it. You can see that there are some smaller buildings near the docks, which are flying flags of the Empire, maybe indicating that they have offices there. Going around to Aisha, you can see that there is some Imperial influence here, but probably the least amount of Imperial influence so far. And it mostly seems like there's just smaller kind of sailing vessels, not entire warships, and no flags that you can see flying aside from the ships themselves.
Yeah.
But that is going to be the longest route as well.
Yeah. I'll start flying back, and when I make it back to the ships, because I have to get back in range of the shell phones regardless, so I'm just going to fly back to the ships. Alight down and be like, we should probably skip the port closest to Umberlee's Eye. A lot of folks. But Dahlia looks okay, except for a couple of miscellaneous flags near the ports. And Aisha's a little too far in my opinion, but that one looks okay too.
Which one looked like we could actually get quality
Repairs.
parts, repairs?
That would be Dahlia, right, Derek?
The larger.
You could get repairs in any of them. There are
Okay.
ships in all places. You would reason that there are shipwrights in any sort of civilization worth its worth its salt, because this is how people get around. You would likely get the best service in Dahlia.
Yeah.
Because that is the capital.
Probably the capital, Proximus, which is Dahlia.
Yeah. I think that's probably our best bet. Yeah.
So are we going undercover?
Definitely not the
think we
pirate
should.
flags.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think we should go as the
Midnight Queen.
the Nerians lapdogs.
But I have papers. When he did them.
But do we want to chance it and have someone like ask us for work and do something at the moment?
No,
Or
we just tell them yes and then don't do it.
Okay.
I wonder if we could get a contract and get money up front.
That would be
Okay.
great.
pay for all of the repairs first.
Look, everyone, Proximus is learning how to be a pirate.
Actually, Derek, my question right now though is, those folks, the Midnight Queen and the other one, how well known were they as pirates?
Pretty well known. Yeah, these are these are pirates with a reputation enough that like
They had their own like.
every
table
pirate has a
section.
reputation, right?
Right.
But
Right.
they're maybe not top 10 most wanted. Probably in the top 20 though.
How, in general, if we came into port as pirates, how do people usually take that, especially if they have a reputation?
So I will say, if pirates are seen coming into port unexpectedly, it typically results in panic, if not defensive measures being taken. If pirates are coming into a port where they are known, it's more confusion as to why they're docking here and not somewhere else. You are docking. If you were to go under, the veil of piracy to Dahlia, you could presume that the Empire would not necessarily target you, but would probably have questions as to why you are here and not where they probably have asked you to be.
And that's, I'm assuming, would be common knowledge to Scarlett, at least, minimum.
I think you all would be able to reason
Yeah,
that out.
okay,
I mean,
then
that's These
Okay.
these are no longer just like pirates that sail the seas looking for treasure and
Knowing
and,
what
you
I
know,
do about
combat.
how Eula ran things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Someone's showing up not where they're supposed to.
yeah. Eula ran things like Pee Wee soccer. You don't run the entire field. You get an area and you stay there. And if it's boring, pick dandelions.
I think we should maybe hold off on that until we need to then. Because they're supposed to be up north. And if someone did tell them, since there are Nerians here, and if a message did get to them saying, our ships are fucked, they're going to be wondering how we're here. And that's going to draw suspicion.
Well, technically our ships are kind of fucked though. Not as badly, but
That's actually coincides
Enough.
with what actually happened. Yeah.
we can just rewrite the story that they were attacked by the White Maw instead of in port, and then there we go. Unless they're getting direct reports, it's all hearsay.
And if we go on as pirates, they're probably gonna charge us more.
That's what pickpocketing is for.
It's a lot of pickpocketing.
You would need a full-on heist for that.
Ha! I am down for a heist. Anyway, yeah. Well, what do you think, Captain?
Please tell me you're referencing Connery in this aspect, because I have no idea.
No, that's you.
No.
Yeah,
fleet
Connery goes a step forward and goes, "Hey, okay." Hey.
The fleet captain, Scarlett. Connery's not the fleet captain.
Sometimes I wish he was.
Are you almost an admiral?
I thought that was the whole goddamn manager of this whole thing. What's the top one? What's the name of the top one?
Admiral or Commodore?
I don't know.
Thanks,
Just
Connery.
choose one.
Admiral sounds nicer in my opinion.
Yeah.
Either way, if we disguise as run-of-the-mill ships, one, we have a whole warship we have to explain. We would still have to go under disguise because we cannot show up as our own. That would be terrible. So it just depends on what type of questions we actually want to be asked and answered. Do we want to answer the questions of why Fane Barca and Tycho are showing up with fucked up ships and not where they were supposed to be? Or do we want to come up with a whole other narrative of who we are?
The issue is, though, also if we try and be like Fane Barca and everyone else, they're well known and people know what they look like. So Connery and you or
well-known
someone
here.
else
Right.
are gonna have to disguise yourself to look like them.
Yeah, I have that magic.
Can everyone do it though?
Oh, that's a good
Can't-
question.
You can't be two people, Scarlett.
Unfortunately, no, I cannot.
I could just stay aboard and just stay in my captain's quarters if necessary. Also, we could just say that all the legends are wrong and that I am, in fact, a hirsute individual and not a scaly one, if I am to be Tycho.
Alternatively, Tycho can just not be here and you're filling in as first mate.
It's all word of mouth anyway. You think they've ever gotten any depictions of me right in any of their books or wanted posters or anything? I think I'm a tabaxi.
Proximus is still Proximo.
Right?
I can
Nice.
make
Oh.
myself invisible, but I have a Connery. Is there a way for me to get a fursuit?
Costs a lot of money.
You're sending us-
Just losing
Son,
it.
That's not a hole you want to go down. That's,
Oh.
those folk are not welcome on several islands. Not because there's anything necessarily wrong with them traditionally. It's just in a world where people actually do have fursuits. By the way, I said hirsute.
Oh,
H-I-R,
hairsuit. Yes. that's-
Hirsute, which does mean hairy, which I guess fursuit is similar enough.
Let's not go down this road.
You don't want to
Okay.
get into that.
Pivot
Okay.
back,
Nothing
please.
against them.
Bring it back to Connery. All right, we're good.
We
Okay.
can talk about this later.
No, maybe shelve that conversation for.
Oh no, for
Off screen, you can
forever.
have that conversation.
I notated for a conversation with Trosho later.
Okay,
my
just write
God.
down the word yif.
So, do we want to fabricate the whole different story about who we are?
I just don't want to be. I don't want to be answering any questions, so I'll defer.
I will turn invisible so no one will see me.
Okay, so I guess it's just me and you, Connery. What do you want to do?
You got this. I believe in you.
Thank you.
That's a big enough port that if we can fabricate some papers and say that we are merchants looking to pick up goods, then I think we should be able to pass by just fine. We're not smugglers.
Merchant.
Could
Right
we
now?
get some sympathy
Warship.
because, yeah,
Warship's
We
protection.
Get that I have a whole ass warship.
Protection.
We could stow the guns and say she's
A retired?
repurposed
Reclaimed.
galleon?
Okay.
Italian.
Alright.
Reclaimed warship.
Okay. Okay.
Repurposed.
You going to keep your fursuit on?
I don't think
Unless
Connery
you're
would
helping
look
me
good.
shave.
No, let's not. Like I've seen it looks good on some Debaxies, but like I don't think it would suit you, Connery.
I feel like
Oh,
that is a first mate's job. So
I've never thought of
you
a
can-
hairless tabaxi. That's awful.
I have played a hairless Tabaxi, and he was an asshole.
Oh, poor babies are so cold.
So wrinkly.
Sorry, I'm old, so my brain's also going to D&D Austin Powers and how Dr. Evil probably would have to be a hairless tabaxi.
Right.
His name is Raja, and he was a dick.
That's great.
I remember Raja. Yeah.
Ah.
Make a fun story about who you are. Be anyone but yourself.
Can I roll history? Or what would I need to roll to come up with a past story that sounded cool from
I thought
Perception?
you were still going with invisibility.
Oh, I'm going to be invisible. I'm going to be invisible.
Oh my God,
Deception.
we're playing
But-
fucking
Deception?
Captain Mad Libs over
or
here.
performance. It depends on how. I guess that's even performance is a deception of sorts. Actors all
Right.
lie to us. So yes.
So we're going to Dahlia.
We're going to die.
Okay.
We're not gonna be the jellyfish this time, are we? We're gonna be something else.
Did I freeze? Oh, okay. Natural one.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That tracks for
Plus
Proximus.
5.
I'm so sorry.
Proximus is like, I am a king from a kingdom that no longer exists, and I've killed 2,000 dragons, and I am the son of a dragon and a demon, and I have none of their powers only because they were stolen from me by a genie.
So my
I was
middle school,
adopted.
Yeah, yes,
my
Right.
middle school fanfics right there, self-inserts.
middle
Let's
school
go.
OC, 100%. Yeah, half demon, half dragon.
Super edgy. Yeah.
Oh,
What's
God.
I'm remembering a Brindley Mulligan interview where he was talking about how he had a camp. There was a kid who was like, his parents were killed and he was raised by wolves, but then those wolves were killed, and so he was on a revenge streak to avenge the death of the wolves, but not the death of the original parents. And he was like an assassin, super hardcore and all that. And he's just like, cool kid, you got it. Yeah, don't avenge the actual people, just the wolves. Go for it. Okay, so sailing then to Dahlia. You all are still taking on water, but with Acacia's help as the seagull, you are able to navigate north. Basically, we are going to be coming into port. If there's anything you wanted to prepare beforehand, you may absolutely say so. I will also say that Winnie does have, she has invisibility. She has, dispel magic.
Winnie has
just
disguise
fly.
self too.
Disguise self. So, I am going to have Winnie hang back on the ship for this one and oversee repairs. And then when Eva rejoins us, depending on where and when that is, we will see if there's anything else that she wanted to do in the meantime. But you all pull into the port of Dahlia.
Can I, on the
And-
way in,
Yeah.
dip into Winnie's disguise kit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you like to disguise yourself?
I'm not gonna do what she did last time, but I'm just gonna probably also dip into some of the clothes that I think Trosho has and get something completely different than what I normally wear. I'll do my hair differently. I think I'm gonna just I'm gonna dust up my hair because I'm sparkly right now, so I want to not be super. I don't want to. I don't want my hair to give me away, so I'm gonna just dust myself. Try and get
Sure.
rid of as much as my trying to get rid of as much as my white spots as I can in the hair.
With your disguises, your invisibility, the ships perhaps renamed, the weapons stored away, you are able to see within the sight of your spyglass the city of Dahlia, a city that gleams in a very unique way than any other city that you see before, perhaps other than Fol Emeril. Fol Emeril had that great pearl, that great gem that, like a lighthouse, gleamed in every direction. The city of Dahlia seems to gleam from almost every of its great rooftops, with this palace near the center of the city and these great semi-domes, the kind of like Arabic structures which dome upwards and come to a point, all seemingly made of copper or brass that they are able to bounce the light off of them and seem even golden from the distance where you are now. It is a city that is bustling in a way. There is like the cloud of dust that is over top of the city, just hanging there like a low-lying cloud. And from the distance where you are, and as you begin to move closer and closer, you can see the great mass of Imperial ships that are docked at port, as well as other ships as well. Some seem to be local. There are definitely fishing boats out in the waters where you are passing by now. And you do see an Imperial ship, Imperial gunship, which is much smaller, almost like a fishing boat in and of itself. But you know that they have just enough people on them to fire the cannons. They are meant to be swift, move around, and fire cannons quickly to outmatch any of the other fast-moving ships. You said that they seem to pass you by without any issue. Is there any last stuff you all want to do before the ships pull in and dock?
I mean, cast disguise self, but that's okay.
Okay. And I'm sorry, how are you disguising yourself?
I don't want to look like what I looked like last time because that just sounds like a bad idea.
Diana.
Yeah, that sounds like a bad idea considering we were there when everything just went to shit. Let's just pull from another character's past.
Ooh.
High elf, red hair. What color were her eyes? I think they were gold. Gold.
Okay.
Pretty.
All right. Connery tries to unbraid over the scars and puts on an eye patch. It is totally different now.
Good try.
Didn't even
Yep.
recognize you.
Yep. And you all, both of your ships dock. The Redemption first. The Cross's Mercy taking a little bit longer to lumber its way into a dock that fits. You are not side by side. There are about 5 ships in between the two of you. Because the sailing vessel that is the Redemption could, like, it's like a Prius parking next to, an F-150, right? There's certain spots which are better for others, and not to call the Redemption a Prius, but it is more compact than a warship.
You can call us a Prius. It's fine.
Yeah. At least I'm not calling you a Tesla.
Oh no, fuck that.
But you can see that there aren't necessarily any Imperial ships between the two of you. These are mostly merchant vessels, and there's a lot of activity going on these boardwalks. The sailors on both of your ships throw the ropes over the sides. They are caught by dock hands, and you are tied off very, very quickly, and the ships come to rest in port. The boardwalks are lowered, and you can see that there's supervisors who have approached both of your ships with ledgers. So who would like to speak for the Redemption?
Well,
Proximus is
considering
invisible,
Proximus
right?
is invisible.
I'm invisible.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then
I mean, I could speak.
Okay.
No,
I think,
No.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to
No.
help us.
No.
Connery saunters down. He has a cane now that he's found somewhere, and a coat that actually fits. And he saunters down the boardwalk. Hello, good sir. I am the captain of this fine vessel. You're looking for payment for docking in your mighty port. And the man's just in robes, very, worn robes. This is just a dock manager who is probably on his feet all day long. And he looks up over the ledger and says, yes, that is in fact what I am looking for. It will be 1 gold per day to dock your ship. Are you okay? You seem to be messing with your eye a lot. Carter's like, oh no, he's messing with an eye patch. No, it's new. This is unpleasant. My name is Captain Tennant, by the way, Captain David Tennant, and yes, a gold for certainly. We shall be here for at least 1 day. And he flicks a gold, and it hits the guy like smack in the face. I am so sorry. I'm going to go now. We're here for merchant business. I don't care, please. I just don't care. Please leave. Please go away. Connery goes back aboard his ship, while the other sailors are kind of like, they're leaving. It's shore leave. They're going out into the clubs and bars and doing their fancy stuff. Who is going to speak for Cross's Mercy? Okay. Very similarly dressed man, not that you would necessarily know that, approaches. And this is not an Imperial. This is definitely one of the local inhabitants, darker-skinned individual, who is wearing a badge of some sort of importance. This is definitely a government official. And again, a ledger, as they're kind of going around to collect the toll for docking here. Who will speak for this ship? Of a captain, first mate?
Me. I'm the captain.
And you are? I don't speak Elvish. What is that?
Strange, I thought most people did. Sorry. Apologize. It's been a very long trip.
Where are you coming from?
We got hit by a very large thing in the ocean. Coming from the west. We've been at sea for a very long time. Please disregard me completely. My first mate knows all the bits and pieces. I just sail the ship.
And your name, Captain?
It's hard to translate. Oh, please. Should have thought of this before.
We all call her D.
Yeah.
Yes, Captain D. Marcus, Captain D. It's a very complicated Elvish word, and if you don't know the script, it's just not even worth it. But Captain D.
D-E-E.
D-E-E, yes, in common.
Thank you. This is why I have a first mate.
Yes, she has been personing the helm. Ally. Sorry, that's really dumb. My brain thought that was really funny. He goes, she has been at the helm for many days straight now, trying to keep our ship, which is in desperate need of repair, just afloat. So please excuse her for being somewhat forgetful. I am the first mate, and I am more than happy to deal with any tolls or any other issues that might arise. But you may write Captain D. And Captain, it is best that you find a tavern or some sort. Going to town. I will handle repairs.
Please don't spend all my money.
I'm not going to. Okay.
Derek, before
Yes.
before we all disembark and everything, can I on the way over have tried to convince the general crew, maybe not like whoever's going to be going ashore, to maybe spread some, not rumors, but just spread some word of how the Phoenix fleet took out the White Maw?
Definitely. Give me a persuasion roll with advantage.
Where the fuck are my dice? I got a 5.
Okay. They're not totally sold on the idea, but there's at least like one really over-eager sailor who's like, "You got it, miss. I certainly will."
Good job, Jimmy. Good job.
Poor Jimmy, never to be seen again. Yes. So as the crews of both ships go into town, as Marcus hangs back, we'll say with Winnie, to handle cost of repairs and also overseeing the repairs themselves. What would you all like to do in the city of Dahlia?
Do what we do best. Go to a tavern, find intel.
Get some information. I think I want to look
Be
around.
gossips.
What was I gonna do? Sorry, go. Everyone else go first.
I want to use 2 sorcery points, 3 sorcery points. Excuse me. I don't know. It's a high cost. To summon Smokey, the hound, my hound of ill omen, and that will be essentially my proxy as to where I'm at, since I am invisible.
Mm.
Proxy has a proxy.
Mm-hmm.
That was stupid.
We're all making dumb jokes today.
Love you
Okay,
nonetheless.
we're friends.
We're on bread right now. And then I want to make my way to Cross's Mercy to meet up with Scarlett and Acacia.
Okay. So Scarlett, Acacia, I will say that Connery will accompany you all as a fill-in for Winnie. If they need to switch places at one point, they can magically do so. And you all just see... You see Connery, and then you see Smokey, this eelhound that is giving off like a shadowy kind of mist with every step that it takes. And Connery just kind of... He's still wearing the coat, he still has the cane, but he's not even using it to walk anymore. And he's like kind of... The eye patch is kind of like moved to the side a little bit because he's trying to look out of it.
You
I
faring
think they
okay?
bought my disguise. Yes, everything's totally fine. I think they bought my disguise.
Mm-hmm.
You did a great job, Captain. You just hear a voice. Yeah.
The boy's here too.
Proximus, can you come here?
I am already here.
Okay,
Okay.
can I put my hand on your... Where's your shoulder?
Instead of like grabbing your hand, because I know how Acacia can hit people.
Hit by a horse. Yeah.
I move my shoulder underneath your hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Derek, would you allow me to cast my psionic mind link if I'm physically touching him, if I can't see him?
Oh.
Because
that's fine, yeah.
because I have to see someone to cast it, but he's fucking
Right.
invisible.
I think that's a really good workaround for it. Absolutely.
Okay, cool. And then I will cast mind link on the 4 of us and switch it back with Winnie if next session.
Fair enough.
She's in the mind link. Winnie's in the mind link.
Where's
can
the
see her.
monthly? Yeah. So you can also get an update on how long that repairs are going to be.
Cool.
Winnie and Marcus have found a shipwright somewhat quickly. They were pointed to them by the dock manager, and you get the report that both the ships should be done within a day, 2 at the most. Just making sure that there's no major issues with anything, and that all in all it should cost about 150 gold.
Cool.
That's not bad at all.
2-hour mind link.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right. So looking out onto the city of Dahlia before you, you can see that there are, again, this is a sandy kind of beach, palm trees. There are many tents that have been set up, which seem to have merchants, mostly people who are looking to kind of work with the goods that come off directly from the ships. And then there are also wagons and people who can be hired to transport goods further into the city. The city itself seems to have buildings made of kind of like tan stone or wood. Not a lot of thatched roofs. There are actually a lot of stone roofs here that might even remind you somewhat of the structures that were still somewhat standing in the last city that you were in. So the underwater city, I should say. So again, Acacia would know that there are fighting pits, probably racetracks. Acacia, you would also know that, and this comes back to you, it was probably like in the back of your mind, like not something you really needed to worry about at the time as you were kind of doing your reconnaissance because you didn't see it. But as a very large dark shadow blots out the sun for like longer, like you can count the seconds, 10 seconds of this thing blackening out the sun, you will look up to see a mighty roc, ROC, giant bird, which Acacia you will remember is one of the divine symbols of Karina, and that it is a royal bird that nests within the palace at the center.
I forgot about that. Before we go too far away from the ships, Captain D, quick question for you.
Yeah.
Do we have any high quality diamonds on board?
Do we have any high quality diamonds on board?
I believe you do.
I say,
Winnie at least
feel-
has a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe something enough that I could be used as a material component in case someone dies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know that
Yeah.
Winnie definitely has a couple for that.
Revivify or resurrection?
Winnie has
they're-
it for Revivify.
I don't think Winnie's will do it.
Okay.
Resurrection is 1,000. Sorry, reincarnation is 1,000 GP
Okay.
diamond.
Okay. I mean, she would have probably a couple of diamonds that, again, if we're
Equal?
considering, yeah, if they're equivalent to, or if you have 1,000 gold.
I do not.
Okay.
Well, luckily for you,
Collectively, you all kind of do.
the Bank of Scarlett.
Okay, just something I would like to put on the list for the future, just in case.
Yep, you got it.
I'm also probably going to go shopping for a couple smaller diamonds.
Do you want the coin purse now? Or...
No, the smaller ones I can handle. I just don't have enough for 1,000.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
I'm just ready
you,
to go
though.
off as a ship in dispense.
Also, I could steal some while I'm invisible.
No, we're not going to do that.
Actually.
But I only have an hour, so whatever we do, we need to do it quickly.
Why do we have the money? We can just buy them.
Yeah, we should. But we've already made enough.
Begins with a P and ends with an S.
I would rather not destroy another port.
That's fair. They haven't done
and they're
anything
not.
wrong.
Yes, they're
And
not.
I don't want to piss off the rock. I don't know what if they would do anything, but
Right.
I don't want to deal with that.
If we could just lay low, that'd be great.
I'm
okay,
gonna go.
Okay. I lay low.
I'm gonna go do some actual
Max
shopping,
just
and
lays
then
on the ground. We all trip over him as an invisible body.
I'm gonna. Where are y'all going? If
I
anyone's
wish I
going
would have
drinking,
actually said that now.
is anyone going drinking? I'll meet you there.
I'm going to go to the tavern because that is where I get all my information.
Which one?
Right. Yeah.
Whichever one is more popular.
You just tell me. I'll meet you there later.
The DM will tell me and I'll tell you where to meet me later.
When you figure it out. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
trot
What do
off.
we should ask somebody. What's the nightlife like? What's the
You gonna go to the red light district?
Yeah. What?
That's where you get a lot of good information. Let's go. Taking
My
Proxy to his
nightlife
first
was
strip
not
club.
the
Let's
red
go.
light district in my brain.
I want
However,
to see Proximus. I want to hear see Proximus's reaction to the red light district.
You meet a woman named Roxanne. You see her putting on the red light.
We deserve that.
And then suddenly the police. No, that's again terrible references. Okay, so what are we looking to do? We are looking for. Are we looking for a guide? Are we just looking around? What's the thing?
I'm shopping.
Okay. Let's go ahead and start there. So, Acacia, what are you shopping for?
I want to get a couple 100 GP diamonds for greater restoration.
Trotting through the sand, you can see that there are definitely jewelers that have set up tents around here, kind of just eyeing their goods. You notice that there's probably not something of that high quality out here. You reason that if you're going for something of that high quality, you're probably going to have to go into town where they can at least lock things up and have some sort of stability in case of thieves.
This is all glass.
Yes. Go ahead and give me a... This could be a bunch of things. It could be perception if you're just looking around. This could be...
I'm just going to straight up ask. Can you
Okay.
please point me in the direction of some jewelry shops?
Yes. You're just looking for a person nearby or somebody who looks like they know what they're doing.
Probably someone who at least knows who's a local that can give me a general idea. of where I need
we
to
can say
go.
that you ask one of the dock hands or even one of the dock masters, and
Dock
they
Master.
yeah
Definitely.
yeah you notice the dock master actually has a couple of rings on his finger, which actually do seem to be of some high quality. Uh, yes, if you're looking for any of the finer selections, I would recommend going further into the city. If you go into the western quarter, there is a very fine shop there. It is fine gems and pieces. Um, uh, I'm trying to think of a name for it right now. The Golden Elephant. So if you would find your way to the Golden Elephant, the shopkeeper has been running it for many decades and is a very knowledgeable jeweler.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Mm.
Yeah. And I'll head off in that direction and just keep an ear out for gossip.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and give me just what do you want to use your passive, or you said you're actually keeping an ear out. So go ahead and
Yeah.
give me a perception check.
Yeah, I'm listening. 19.
19. Okay. So making your way downtown, trotting fast, faces passing, and your jewelry bound. You pick up on a number of conversations, kind of just in passing. You pick up word about there's supposed to be a really big event at the fighting pits today. That there are a couple of the gladiators who have never fought each other and are going to fight each other for the very first time. It's a super big deal. You also hear that there's supposed to be an animal combat that's not been seen before, and it's kind of a mystery as to what the animals are, or the beasts are, which you also know can include monsters from time to time. You hear from just in passing that the word is that the Empire is trying to purchase more land around here and is in talks with the Sultan to create a treaty for them to essentially set up a dual ruling situation here where the Empire would have equal jurisdiction, equal level of rule as the Sultan, and the Sultan would be given immunity from any imperial action. You hear that there is a major shipment of jewels that's supposed to be being moved into the Sultan's vaults today. That's supposed to be of all this like immense wealth. It happens every now and then. You pick that up like it echoes slightly from an alley. You don't see who's talking about that, and you kind of pick up that that's like a thief thing that's kind of going on. That there might be an attempted heist or just information that's being passed along today.
Can I list a little harder on that one?
Sure. You go to stop and kind of,
Round the corner.
obfuscate. Yeah.
Check my notebooks.
Step around the corner. You would see that there is a symbol. I'm going to give this with your perception check on the alley, indicating that the hooks are active here, noted by their graffiti. And you pick up that there is supposed to be a caravan moving in gold, gems, jewels from the western quarter into the palace and into the vaults, and that once it's past the walls of the palace, it's impossible at that point. And there's really only a couple of choke points where it might be possible to thief out of it, and that if they're going to move, they're going to have to do it today. But there, you can understand these two voices are trying to come to terms on what the percentage is that they would agree on to try to at least get one more person added to their attempt.
So they need one more body.
Well, they're hiring. These two are hiring. One is hiring the other.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let them do what they want, but I'm gonna keep going and keep that in the back of the mind for later.
Oh.
And I have another thing I might want to do after everyone else is gone.
Okay. You continue on. You pick up just like small talk kind of stuff, personal business kind of stuff. Nothing really that would catch your ear about any other greater goings on in the world. And then before too long, you do reach the Golden Elephant. You follow into the western quarter. You are kind of moving along the shops. It's busy streets, busy kind of dusty streets that kind of tighten at a certain point. And then above one of the shops, there is a sign that has a golden elephant with its trunk arched behind it in a very elegant kind of display.
I'll head
Yeah.
in and do a quick look around, see who else is in here, who's in charge.
Yeah, there is a small human man, dark, kind of leathery skin with glasses that have the several different lenses that he could flick down on the sides. And he is wearing an apron. He is standing behind a glass case, and inside the glass case is it's just gleams from the window out front that just the sunlight hits all of this gold and silver and platinum and all of these gemstones. And you can see that there is extra tables in the back where it seems like he does gem cutting, he does gem shaping, and you kind of get the idea that he has made all of these items here. There is a bench for people to wait, and otherwise it is a very simple shop. Just a couple of windows, some art pieces that have placed on the wall, and just him. And he looks up as he is polishing a necklace. Ah, um, hello. I have never seen someone such as you in my shop.
I will be very careful, I promise.
Not something I worry about, but good joke. I was going to make that one.
At least I'm not a bull in a china shop, right?
I don't allow minotaurs. I had a bad experience with one. It's nothing. I mean, it's not a. I suppose I could. Anyway,
And-
what can I help you with?
I'm actually looking for some gems. I don't know if you sell raw materials, but I have a friend who is looking to get a gift made for. She wants to make a gift for someone and is looking for some nice diamonds to use.
I have been known to sell raw materials from time to time. What type of diamonds are you looking for?
I'll make a little.
What is your price point?
I'm looking for about 200 GP for two, so roughly about 100 each in quality.
Mm-hmm.
One's a practice for the design, and then she's going to perfect it on the second one.
Not looking to get yourself in any trouble, are you?
No, I promise.
Does color matter? I have a yellow diamond that I have not done anything with lately, and I have one that has a few imperfections, but all in all is still well worth its cut.
I don't know too much about jewelry, but I have heard that if you do cut it a certain way, you don't see the imperfections at all.
Mm-hmm.
It-
Yes,
or
it
it,
seems that you don't know much at all. Mm-hmm.
my friend likes to talk. Very passionate about her craft.
I see. You should give me a perception check that now that you're in here.
I can do that. 25? Yeah, that's math.
Okay. Acacia, it is the comments that he's making and like the side eye that he's giving at this I mean it's not necessarily thieves can't, but it's so close to thieves can't. Um
Is he trying to enter me into a thieves' can't conversation?
there's something that you notice about the apron that he's wearing and the piece that he is polishing. And it's when you actually look down, you notice he's almost displaying it and like trying to have the light catch you in the eye. And as you look, it bears the eye symbol of the Evewalkers.
Ah, I see. I'll just smile. Pretty piece.
I believe your father said the same thing 10-ish years ago when he sold it to me. Curio?
Which, I was about to ask, which father?
Mm-hmm.
Have we met before?
It has been a long time and you were very much smaller.
Still
I don't
stumbling
expect
over
you
my
to remember
legs.
me.
Acacia, as a reintroduction.
Oh, I remember Acacia. After all, we are family, you know.
Or yes.
I don't
Unless you mean
expect I don't expect Darius to be um overly talkative about his family. He did leave here for a reason, but I remain nevertheless his uncle, and in a sort of ways a great one to you. How great, you can decide.
And what is my uncle's name?
Marik.
Well, my child memory does not remember, but it is good to know that I do have more family over here. And if we were not dealing with broken ships and on business, I would love to stay longer.
I completely understand. It is best for one to not stay overly long, especially in a place such as this.
Also, he's not shitting me, right, Derek? This is an actual.
You can roll for insight,
Yeah.
or you can roll for history.
I'm gonna do insight.
Yeah, see if you can have your little kid memory come back.
Yeah, that's a 5 + 9.
I mean, that's 14.
Yeah.
You are fairly certain that he is not bullshitting you. That he has a symbol of the Walkers. He seems to have recognized you and knows Darius. Seems to you've been here when you were younger. It doesn't, there's no reason you would remember a strange place of a bunch of strange faces and put them all together, especially if you did not have the reinforcing memories. Yeah, as far as you can tell, this he seems to be a genuine blood relation of Darius, and even as you kind of look at his face, you can see that it's not a 50-50 sort of deal to this guy, but he has the same color eyes, and Darius has this very like piercing green eyes, which are very unique, and he seems to have a duller set to himself, but that green nonetheless.
Well, Uncle Marik, I just need some diamonds for restoration magical purposes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I am happy to provide them to you. My very large niece.
Very large niece.
Yes. I tell you what. Consider it a family discount. I will give these to you for 100 gold.
Thank you. Are you still on talking terms with my dad?
It's been a while.
But not like you don't have beef or anything?
He decided to strike out on his own, and that was his prerogative. He and I have spoken more frequently than he and his father. But I want him to know that he is always welcome here if he ever does want to consider this place a home.
If you would like to send him a letter, there is an island now. I'm sure you've heard of Soteria, what happened?
Yes.
A bunch of us left, and now there is a settlement of mainly Corins, my parents included, which used to be, it's been so long since we did it, and we've renamed it, but there's an island northeast of Fallen Moril that we have renamed Ascension Isle. If you want to send him a letter, he's on Phoenix Landing.
I will think about it. Is he still a... he looks again to the necklace. Still a member?
Retired, but still working tangentially.
One never really retires from that life.
I know. I have to yell at them both.
I am proud of him for doing what he thought was best. Finding someone that you love can be difficult, especially when family does not necessarily approve. Regardless, I will think of sending him a letter, and in the meantime, you have gained a family member, and you may find safety in my shop and with me whenever you may need.
Would you like me to tell him you say hi?
No, unfortunately, no. I will build that bridge back when I am ready. But thank you, Acacia.
I will refrain from mentioning this until if.
I appreciate that. Is there anything else that I can help you with? Anything I can provide for you? Are you in town on business? And he goes to pull a knife, like not from its sheath, but like just kind of like said, are you in need of supplies?
No, we are honestly just fixing our ships.
Very well.
We came across the White Maw.
I'm very glad that you were able to get away.
It shouldn't be an issue anymore. Let's put it that way. And there's just a cheeky smile.
We will most certainly have to have a family reunion so I can hear that story. But it sounds like you are busy. I will let you continue to your day. It was very nice seeing you again.
Would it be too much to ask for a hug?
Never too much.
Okay. I will give my newly introduced uncle a hug.
That's where we'll take our break. We will be back in probably about 10 to 15. I've got to go feed horses. So stick around, do the things, pet your pets, use the restroom, all that fun stuff. Yeah, we'll stick around. We'll be back. Vast and welcome back to Horizons Call, everybody. If you're just joining us, I'm Derek Sword. I'm your GM for this game. I use he, him pronouns. If you are just joining us, welcome. It's great to have you here. We are in the city of... I just forgot everything I was doing. We're in the city of Dahlia, which is the capital of the island of Karina. And you all are getting your ships repaired while also doing a little exploration. Acacia has just gone in search of a couple of diamonds that she got a family discount for, and also found a family member that she did not remember from her childhood. Family member who has been distanced somewhat from her father's, at least. Perhaps to fix that relationship later on, but we'll find out later. Let's cut over to Proximus, Scarlett, and Connery. So where all did you want to go?
Tavern.
Tavern.
Go talk to some people.
Okay.
Get the DL and what's happening.
Okay. You go past the tents as well. We'll change up music here because you don't need the mysterious music. You will go past the tents of the beach, and further into the island where you see there's always going to be a tavern closest to the ports, right? That you need to serve the sailors, and you all absolutely see the Friendly Tiger, which is the closest tavern to where you are. And going in, there we go. Going in, you see a pretty standard fare. There's a little more light coming through the windows here, which don't really seem to have glass on them, and are more just carvings out of the stone walls. The stone seems very old. There are cracks in it that have been patched up in a number of places. Lanterns, which hang down almost as chandeliers with multiple oil wicks, all burning around that illuminate the stained glass of the chandeliers. Behind the bar with a number of fancy-looking drinks and also some contraptions you might not necessarily recognize. There's a sort of haze in the air of this bar, a sweet-smelling smoke that seems to permeate everywhere where you were walking. It is hookah. Not that Scarlett would probably be the only one to really recognize that. You enter, you see that there is a wood elf working behind the bar who has her hair tied off to one side, and otherwise you see a number of your sailors. You can see that there are plenty of mercantile sailors here as well, probably some locals. It's definitely a lot of humans here. There are dwarves as well, but you don't really spot a lot of the monstrous, quote unquote, monstrous races where you have in other places. Every now and then you might see a hobgoblin or maybe a bugbear with them. Probably one Goliath that you spot above the crowd, but this is a predominantly human city from what you can tell. So what are we doing?
Is so the Friendly Tiger is the bar?
That is the name of the bar. So Proximus
Okay,
is still
yeah.
invisible. So it's
Right.
kind of up to Scarlett and Connery and I guess Smokey to Scooby-Doo.
One hell of a ragtag team.
Yeah.
Right.
The two unfriendliest people who happen to be both of the pirate captains.
And an eel hound.
great.
I don't
An
know
eel
how
hound.
many eel hounds are found in Dilmaris, but
We got one.
this is
I mean,
Yeah.
Proximus could talk though. He could be Smokey-Doo if you actually.
I can't do the accent and Scooby Doo at the same time. Like
That is a challenge. Yeah.
that's something that I have to practice.
Zoinks.
That's not even Scooby Doo, Derek.
I know. Yeah.
I
What-
know.
what is a ruby snack?
Scarlett's gonna go to the bar.
Ruby-dooby-doo. Yeah.
Not Scarlett is gonna go to the bar.
Raggy rip.
Jesus Christ.
You have to roll your R's more.
I do. Yeah. Okay.
You know what we're doing
the
after
Wood
we're
Elf-
done today.
I know, right?
The Wood Elf puts on a smile and kind of throws her hair over her shoulder and comes over to look eye to eye with you. She has these very deep purple eyes. And hello. Welcome to whatever I said the bar's name
The
was.
friendly tiger.
Friendly Tiger. What happens after I feed horses? Everything just leaves my brain.
I'm gonna blame it on the Scooby Doo.
Honestly.
Yes.
That makes it sound like a drug. Welcome to the Friendly Tiger. What can I get for you all to enjoy?
Your weakest ale. Strange, I know.
Is that like code for something, or is just
No, just trying to have a drink without getting smashed.
I appreciate that energy because it does not mess up my bar. The weakest ale for you, and for your large friend.
The give him the fruitiest drink you have, umbrella and all.
Yes, because that's what me, Captain David Tennant, drinks. Fruity
Just now.
drinks. And
Elbow
eggs.
him.
Mhm.
That's what you get for hanging out with me.
I lost my eye. And she goes, it certainly seems like you did.
You tripped and fell on a nail.
It was a very big nail. Is your... I don't know what that is. Does it want something? What does it want?
That is a wonderful question. It actually does not belong to me, so I actually don't know.
Yeah, in your
In the mind link?
your mind, yeah, you hear Tabaxi ale. I really like it. Just make sure they get the straw and put it on the floor.
Apparently, the Smokey is his name, likes Tabaxi ale, and if you have a straw and a dog bowl, that would be great. I'll pay extra, I promise.
Honestly, I am most unsettled by the straw because that thing does not have lips. So
You would be amazed.
Doesn't it have we established the two mouths.
yeah, I was. Oh God,
just-
yeah.
it's-
didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
well-
want to know. You don't want to see it.
Tabaxi ale is our specialty here. Yes, absolutely. And she gets like a bowl and pours in what I have to imagine is like a milk ale. I don't know what a Tabaxi ale is.
Yes. It's like a White Russian.
Oh.
Yeah, even though cats should not have dairy, they are lactose intolerant.
Oat milk.
I have to imagine Tabaxi of some like Tabaxi take their meds for that. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway,
Lactaid.
Lactaid. Shout out to my friend Taylor for never taking our Lactaid.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah.
So she hands it to Captain D to place on the floor. What brings you very interesting characters into port?
Our ships are broken.
Repairs, certainly.
And it
And
seemed
marketry.
really nice. Yeah, that one.
We are merchants.
Shut up. Remember when I said he fell? Yeah, it really just, lost all of his senses.
Tickled the front of my brain.
Good old lobotomy. Everyone needs one.
The frontal cortex. Yeah.
We are so bad at trying to lie to be good,
Right.
but really
Yeah.
good at when being shitheads when lying.
Yeah. That's very true.
Scarlett's never been good a day in her life.
You see the straw stand up, right, and it just lowers, like Proximus is just drinking it up the bowl. Do I have to do a Constitution saving throw? Because
If you're,
I mean, I will.
It sounds like you're drinking.
I'm
Sprung,
drinking.
So
I'm
Chugging.
drinking it. Yeah. All right.
yeah,
That's a 2 or a died.
Don't you get a plus whatever because you're whatever?
Yeah, it's +7. 9.
Still 9. Okay.
You see Proximus on all fours, both hands on the straw, or like 2 fingers, and he's as he pops back into I drop invisibility.
Okay. You also start to get, like, every now and then one of Proximus's drunk thoughts that he lets into the telepathic link. Like,
Oh God.
I think Acacia's mad at me sometimes. I hope she likes me.
Wait, who?
Is everyone mad at me? Is that Acacia?
Oh.
Is everything going on okay over there?
Everything's great.
Forgot that you could hear that. I'm sorry.
I don't hate you.
You may later. I don't know. And then, yeah. I don't know if he would recognize the fact that he's not invisible anymore, but he's...
Oh, Scarlett's
on-
definitely like nudging you in the side with her foot.
Oh. He stands up. I will take another, please. Hands on
Behold,
hips.
Smokey, our friend, our shape-shifting friend.
Smokey's still there.
Makes Smokey go away. Just
Smokey
swatting
like
him away.
two claws on the bar, like, is panting out the secondary mouth.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You have a great place, and this Tabaxi ale is very, very good. I will have another. But just in a regular cup, I don't need a bulb this time.
I'm
All
so
right.
sorry.
I also should let you know that I don't think that is a dog, but if it is a dog, it is not allowed in here. It is far against the rules. We do not allow any type of.
It's a shadow. Does that count?
I don't know, but I was firmly told by the owner of this establishment that no dogs are allowed.
That's not the dog.
But Smokey, I'll meet you outside. And then, I mean, he doesn't like eat anything, so like I would definitely get something for him to eat, and then
He eats the souls of
bring it to him. Right.
others. Still devour.
The omens. He eats all of the omens. That's why they're
This
ill.
is what happens when we're
Uh,
down a party member.
I know. I'm being stupid. All right, stop.
This is what is Smokey technically? Like, what is he called? He's a Hound of Ill Omen.
The Hound of Ill Omen. It. Let's see.
Okay.
Howling creature of darkness. Blah blah. Hound of Ill Omen. He's technically a dire wolf.
Okay,
but he's a monstrosity. Does not count as a beast.
okay, that is good that he has a stat block. That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to make a roll for good old Smokey here, because I think there might be something that Smokey picks up on here. Okay, when the wood elf makes the comment about no dogs, Smokey is already like kind of sniffing in the air, and like the little frill flaps it has his ears are kind of like twisting and turning, and Smokey starts to growl and kind of like jumps down from the bar and is like kind of circling around this semicircle bar, going to where there seems to be a set of stairs kind of built behind, where there's this mirror, there's all the bottles, and then there's stairs on the other side. And Smokey is kind of like stalking upwards towards that.
In the mind link, I'm just gonna. What does that mean?
I have no idea. He's usually very mild-mannered.
You all need to get your dog now. No one is allowed up there.
That's oddly specific.
What's up there?
The owner of this establishment is up there, and he does not like to be bothered at any time.
Is it specifically canines that he doesn't like?
Canines specifically are not allowed in this bar for this very reason. They are uncontrollable, and the Raja does not like to be bothered during his time.
Raja
Yes,
is the owner's name.
that is his title.
Oh, excuse me. I in the mind link. Should I send him away?
Yeah, I think you should. I think you should go outside with Smokey, put your invisibility back on, and go upstairs.
Oh, I call Smokey back to me, and I will go outside
And
with Smokey.
To the whistle, turns, the little ear flaps go up, and goes right out to you and goes right outside.
Such a good boy. I just grab whatever is on the bar to feed him because he's such a good boy. Good comeback. Yes, good job. And then we walk outside.
Okay. I'm very the bartender. I am very sorry about all of that, but you have to understand that I cannot lose this job, or I would not recommend bothering the Raja without an appointment.
I'm not bothering anybody. I'm just here to drink. And
Of
wait
course,
for
and
my
your
ship to be.
weak ale.
Look, I like to drink. I don't like to get smashed where I don't know what I'm doing. That's how people get in trouble.
Your weak ale is provided. Connery sips his massive fruity drink, which is like this tall, like clear glass. There's like floating kids'
It's
toys
like a
or something. And it's like,
hurricane glass.
yeah, there's a rubber ducky on top.
Ah,
There's the angelic spirit of James Buffet comes down, and it is 5 o'clock. Here, my son. That's my Jimmy Buffett impression. Anyway, he was learning French. Okay, so Proximus, now out, man about town with your you are now visible. You were with an eel hound. Is there anywhere you would like to go? And then Scarlett, Captain D with Connery, is there anything you would like to do in the bar?
would like to go sit down and start listening to conversations around me and start reading lips because I can do that.
Sure. So perception check from you.
Okay.
And then Proximus, what are you up to?
I still have the battle axe, yes?
I believe you do.
I would like to bother a street vendor and ask for a pawn shop, somewhere that would sell and trade weapons.
Okay.
Oh, so
All
you're
right.
not turning invisible and going to inspect the owner of the bar. Got it.
I want to get I may want to get something else
Fair.
soon before I do that.
Before imminent death, let's go take care of some loose ends.
Correct. Yeah.
All right. Yes. So Scarlett, let me resolve your perception check.
I got a 22.
And wonderful. And reading lips on top of that. You pick up on a couple of the similar things that Acacia had kind of walking around town. You pick up that there are, again, two main gladiators they're going to be fighting in the pit fighting arena, which is a really big deal. These are two gladiators who have been around for a long time, have survived a long time, and this is like for one of them, it's going to be the end of a like decades-long career. For the other one, it's going to mean continuing on, but it is a fight to the death. Again, there are rumors that this is going to be a pretty severe beast fight as well, and that the Empire has brought in some more unique selections where it's not just going to be lions and elephants and giraffes like they've been dealing with before, but that they have something special in line. You pick up on a couple of armored individuals who come in. These are not Nereans. These are dressed more locally, where the armor seems to be more brass. Like there's brass incorporations into it. A lot more silk is incorporated, and you notice that they're dressed like cavalry. Is kind of how I'll describe that. Where like the inner thigh is padded a little bit more, and the way they walk, it kind of seems like they've been riding something. And you pick up that they are rock riders, and that they are talking about how they are low staff lately and need to recruit more individuals to also being rock riders. But it's tough to find good help these days. You pick up on a few of the things that are being transported in goods. There are spices that are being transported in. There's some material goods as well. The city does seem to be doing a very great profit. You also hear about the vault. You don't hear about the transport that's going to the vault, but there's a lot of comments about like the Great Sultan's vault is, the root of all the prosperity here, that the Empire is only boosting it more, and that the Nereans are looking to expand, that a couple of people have had some rougher run-ins with Nereans who are acting like they own certain streets or own certain areas. They're kind of pushing people around and enforcing their might is right kind of concept. So you get a lot of that. You get a couple of merchant ships as well, and then there are a couple of Nereans in your time that you're sitting there with Connery who do come in, and you kind of get the aftermath, at least from their perspective, of your time at Umberlee's Eye. They talk about how the ships there are still in dock being repaired. If they're going to scrap them, that's still a consideration as well, from what one of them heard. You get that they've brought in more ships from other parts of the ocean to patrol, considering they know that an enemy ship has sailed through here. So they're trying to protect this area with more gunboats, more ships. The ship names that you pick up on are the White Lion and the Crimson Hound, both of which seem to be these aren't just warships, these are frigates, and are like ships of the line, meaning that they are the largest, most heavily armed, most well-equipped vessels that have been put in this general area to now like supplement the pirates that had been hired to be in this area. So it sounds like Fane Barca and Tycho are still stuck in port and are pretty pissy about it from what they've heard. There seems to be a level of humor that they enjoy about that too, because they don't seem to respect the pirates that they've hired. And that's pretty much what you pick up from everything.
The important bits I will relay via mind link.
Okay.
Just, the TLDR.
The TLDR. Absolutely.
I'd be interested in watching the pit fight. See if we can bet some money.
Sure.
I am too.
Especially if we can cheat.
Ian turning into a real pirate, Acacia.
I'm trying.
Doing the
We
damn
are
good
all
job.
trying our hardest at being pirates, you know?
Well,
4
babe,
seasons in, we're like, we're still trying to be pirates.
I'm
It's so hard sometimes.
I also heard some of this stuff, and I'm curious what kind of animals they brought in.
Right.
Same. I hate the
'Cause
fact
I'm-
that they're doing that.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that in general. But I don't, as much as I would like to disrupt an entire animal fighting trade, it's not the wise thing probably to dismantle it. But I would like to.
I thought we were trying to stay low to the ground.
Yes.
Is that what you said, Scarlett?
Yes.
Low.
Yes.
I would still like to see what potentially they brought in.
And maybe we can do subtle sabotage on our way out like we've been doing. But I don't think we should
I
interfere
wonder if they have
directly.
good snacks. I would be down. Yes. I want to get. I'm gonna go to a shop first, and then I will meet you there.
What are you looking for?
I'll see you. Oh, just tell me when you guys are going down there, and then I'll meet you there.
You get the mental equivalent of the eyes narrowing.
Right. I
You
have
all
some
can send
things I
memes
just
to each other. You can text some gifts.
Emojis.
just gifts. Yeah. I have some things that we found. I want to get them checked out, and I mean,
Do you want a discount? I've met an uncle I apparently have over here that I'm pretty sure is doing in the is in the fencing trade.
The deals,
But
the deals and
Oh.
sales?
I picked it up that he's in fencing, right? Like my dad's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a reasonable thing. You've met other fences before.
I think that might be a good idea. I don't know. Does he deal with weapons?
Derek, I'd like to imagine this is getting on to the end of the conversation, and I wanted to ask him something else anyway.
Sure.
Uncle, do you deal in under the table weapons or specialty items for selling specifically?
My large niece, if it fits under the table, I am more than happy to take a look at it.
Proximus, how big is it? Can it fit under a table?
It would have to be a very, very big table.
Yes. I'm asking
Yes.
because a friend of mine has some items he might want to sell.
Yes, and that was perhaps not the most accurate thing. I will even deal in ships if you know how to get them to me. Yes, I am more than happy to take a look at any of the things that your friends are looking to set loose from their hands.
I'll come back later. Proximus, Proximus, I'll meet you out there somewhere. We can walk together.
Okay. Yeah, I would meet up with them and show Acacia the axe that was mysteriously just shows up, and then this is the reason why everything fell. I took this out, and then everything fell apart.
That's a really good sign. Maybe we should get rid of it.
That's why I don't want it.
But yeah, no, I'll leave. I don't want to interrupt anyone else's conversation, so I'll talk much stuff later.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was just trying to offload it and see how much I could get for it.
Okay. So are you looking to sell then to Marique?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Scarlett, do you want to meet us up here, or do you want to just hang at the bar? We can all leave together.
Connery's got a really large drink to finish.
He's just chugging it. It's yeah.
Oh, poor brain freeze.
Yeah, it's
What was it? The golden elephant? Is that what it was?
The golden elephant is the yeah.
As soon as Connery has done this monstrosity, we will meet you there.
Okay, golden elephant, western part of the city.
Got the
Western quarter.
Western quarter. All right, Proximus. I'm finding the item right now.
if he has anything that is mithril.
I'll ask him while you make your way up here.
Right.
There we go.
And then I'll just
Hey,
relay the message, ask if he has anything mithril for
If he has any,
Proximus.
Triton mithril.
Triton mithril, whatever,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera.
Triton mithril. I might have something. Let me see what I can find.
That's
Okay.
surprising. That stuff's kind of hard to.
It's hard to find. Yeah.
I have held
He's-
on to
he's
it
good
for
at his
quite some
job.
time, so it all depends on what he's bringing in, and for family, of course.
This is
Okay.
my second family, so.
On our way out of the bar, if we're
This-
doing that,
Yep.
I do want to talk to the bartender again.
Sure. She gives a much faker smile than her first one. You're back.
I'm so
More
sorry.
weak ale?
No,
Did I not
no.
water it down enough?
We're gonna do you a favor and head out. Have a favor for a friend to ask though.
I'm interested in favors.
A friend of mine would like an appointment with the man upstairs.
When would your friend like to meet?
Later this evening.
I believe his schedule is open. You may arrive once the sun has gone down and the lanterns have been lowered. I will make him aware to anticipate a description
He can anticipate
or a name.
He can anticipate Scarlet Shores.
I will make him aware.
Really appreciate it. I'm gonna slip her like 5 gold. Just thanks. Just we're gonna leave your establishment now. Thanks for everything.
Stop, get that headache out of the door.
And you would watch as... Actually, you wouldn't watch. It's after you all leave. She writes on a piece of paper, and as she holds it up into the air, it disappears.
That's fine.
So Proximus then going to the Golden Elephant, where Acacia still is. You bring along your axe. Walking in to the shop, you see the same thing. There's kind of like little dust particles in the sunlight of the air, and you would see Acacia and a smaller man whose facial hair. Now that you kind of like realize what's going on, you recognize like the similarities between he and Darius, and can kind of piece together where the family genetics might be. Is this your friend?
Yes. Proximus, meet my Uncle Marik.
Oh, it is always a pleasure to meet Acacia's family.
I should say the same. I understand you have an item of interest for me.
Yes, yes. He pulls off his back was it a great axe?
This
Or
is
was
a
it-
great. It's actually let me
Or a battle axe?
double check.
Okay.
It could be any axe. This I was considering. I believe I said it was a battle axe.
Okay. Yeah, so he would, undo his haversack and pull out the battle axe and sliding it along.
How
This came across in a very weird way, so be careful.
How did we miss you picking that up?
Well, I remember Winnie saying that she did not see it, but it was plain as day to me. So I don't know how she missed it either, but it was stuck into the column down where the gladiators were. We did a little archaeology recently. Did you tell him about the white maw?
I didn't go into details, but I did
Oh.
tell them they don't have to worry about it anymore.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Really don't have to worry about it now. But anyway, we found some articles, and I don't need this. I have my glaive.
All
Some,
right.
some kind of magic, probably.
Absolutely.
Most
And
certainly.
ancient.
It is indeed quite old. It seems to have been, judging by the carvings on it, used by an ancient gladiator. Someone who likely fought in the fighting pits, judging by the markings here, which seem to say such and such conquered such. The concerning thing I have is that the conqueror that has been etched in many times to the handle of this axe, it changes. It is never the same.
Oh. Is there not some type of fighting arena here and two epic fighters fighting this evening?
Most definitely there is. Are you looking to be a participant?
No. I was just saying that this would give somebody an edge, possibly, on that fight. And then a betting man would maybe profit off of somebody winning. But anyway, neither here nor there.
He goes to flick down like all of the little glass parts until it's like the very minute, like almost microscopic, and he goes, yes, you would be right. But also it's cursed as all hells. So
Yeah. Proximus, maybe you definitely don't hold on to that.
Well, I don't want it for sure.
Can
Axe
Scarlett
is not my
eavesdrop on
style.
the conversation via the mind link?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, that's like
listen
right
to
when
my-
Hear
Scarlett
from
walks through the
across
door.
the fucking city. Just what?
It's what? Yeah.
Ow!
Oh,
Scarlet
sorry.
shit.
Yes, deeply, terribly, irrevocably cursed. Um,
Can you find a
Unless you
buyer
have-
for that?
You swindle a buyer
I can
for
find
it.
a buyer for anything.
That's what I thought.
Unless any of you have a way of removing this curse,
I don't work in the divine.
Yeah, that's not my style.
Let me just double check. I don't think I have it. I think it's a wizard and cleric spell and stuff.
What would
Cleric, paladin, warlock, wizard.
Oh.
Hmm.
I
Paladin.
said what I said.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
don't have a way to
oh.
remove curses. So heal
Yeah.
a wound, summon animals, sure.
well,
Anyway,
in that-
I don't want it, but I was looking for something more Triton anyway. Yeah, I thought I could fetch at least a good dollar on this one, but I suppose not.
All right. Well, let me take a moment with this at least. I'll tell you what you're losing. And he goes to pull out a pearl from his pocket and an owl feather, and you watch as both of those disappear as this white light kind of surrounds the axe and it begins to hover between his two hands. And he closes his eyes, and a minute goes by, which, like, magic is cool, but like for a minute just feels long. But you all watch as he casts Identify, and the axe settles back down on the glass counter. Okay, so just to let you all know, this is a berserker axe. From what I was able to gain from it, it was created in ancient times by people in the Hogomore Islands. in an attempt to fend off a Nerian invasion. It was meant to leave none standing on the battlefield save the wielder themselves, the Berserker, in a last-ditch effort to make sure that the Nerians would not take the island. And as I understand, they never did. So perhaps it was very useful in that. How many of these exist, I could not tell you. But what I can tell you is that it would enhance your attacks. It would enhance the damage that you do with your attacks. And it would also make you stronger. It would make you have more vitality. However, should you use this axe in any sort of combat, you would not be able to stop swinging it until everything within a roughly 60-foot sphere around you was also dead, including allies, family, friends, loved ones, children.
So
Yeah,
if we
I'm
gifted it
glad
to
that
an
I did
enemy
not.
and told them not to use it around us, just take out the whole ship, right?
In theory, yes.
Wait, is Scarlett here now?
And the fish.
And until everything was dead.
What if I wanted to
Ah.
hold on to this?
Has this thing
Put it in a
spoken to
gift
you
bowl.
yet, Proximus?
Do I
Did you
remember
just-
that?
Did you just
don't-
ask if it spoke to Proximus?
I don't remember if it spoke to me. I know that it caught my attention.
Mm-hmm. I don't believe you heard a voice.
I don't think I heard it. Are you gaslighting me right now?
The only gaslighting
heard
that's
a
allowed
voice.
at tables is the lantern light.
Yeah. No, I
Michael,
no,
do you even know what
I don't
gaslighting is? Jeez.
I'll leap over this table, this proverbial table at you.
That's
yeah,
my favorite worst joke.
I'm rethinking my whole
Gaslighting. You
life.
don't even know what gaslighting is. Jesus. Okay. So, Michael, you did not hear a voice. So
Okay.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
Yeah. No voices. Am I supposed to?
No, in fact, it is better that you don't, and I am glad that you
Okay.
haven't, because that means that you are not bound by the curse. So you may sell it to me. So I will happily take it from you, put it somewhere very safe until I can abscond it to somewhere of better use.
But what if I wanted to gift wrap it and give it to someone who could benefit from using
Wait,
it?
are you here now? Did you
Yeah.
get here? Okay.
I thought we had
Yeah,
established
the
that
little
I'd
bell on
sorry.
the door rings. Yeah.
Ding. Yeah.
Oh,
what
hey.
Wait.
What if
Yeah.
we wanted to use that to our advantage?
It is still your property. I have not purchased it from you yet.
I don't
is there
want that.
a way to keep it safe? I.e.,
You
from
could-
it binding to anyone?
Put it in a locked chest, wrapped in some cloth, and make sure that nobody touches it.
I don't know if I want to deal with it on any of the ships. And one of the poor crew just
I
grabbing it.
already feel like I need to wash my hands right now.
Fun
And-
fact, no one goes into my captain quarters. And I have dealt with enough,
Listen,
curse a lot, parallel curse adjacent.
You
entities.
have a new ooze friend.
I do. Very similar
They have a
aspect.
lot of advantages.
These are a lot of
Uh,
gifts that I'm keeping.
Right.
The gifts that keep on giving.
Jeez.
Anyway,
Scarlett's gonna
Uncle.
get really just. What is it? Generous?
Yeah.
Mhm.
these are more of my
Yeah.
friends.
Hi, nice to meet you, Scarlett Shores.
Marik the Trader.
Nice to meet you.
Oh yeah, I am Proximus. I am so sorry. That is very rude.
And Connery.
Yeah.
Please ignore our disguises. We don't actually look like this. We just don't want to be seen.
I actually do look like this all the time.
That is kind of his face, unfortunately.
Ah, the king.
Connery, please shut up. Just shut up. We don't get off the ships much very often.
He is
Yeah, you
you
picked the
tell?
one who's like worst at
really in
deception.
character. Yeah, yeah.
The giant bloodthirsty Leon, and you're like,
But he is not
pretend. And he's like,
broken character yet.
I don't even know how to spell pretend.
He
The
chose
way-
to come with us over Marcus, so
He did, yeah, I guess that's true.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I want to get rid of this thing. I would like to trade for anything that would be Trident or or
I, in fact, have something that is very special that I have held for many, many years. But I feel that for family, especially for someone who is family, but also of the people that this came from, I presume, this might be a good time to let it go. And no gold involved, trade for a trade. He goes and opens a hatch that's like in the floor. And I will be back in one moment. And there's a ladder. He goes down into essentially the basement and comes back up with a box, rather large box with a lock on it. And he turns it to him, places it on the counter, unlocks it, opens it up, and pulls out a black mithril war helm. Absolutely magnificent design, ancient in design, in the sense that, like, Proximus, you would recognize this is like the old guard of your people would have worn this. This is like the old style of helm when
like
before Eula.
Pre-Eula.
Yes. And you would know that because there are symbols of persona etched into it. This is
yeah, Proximus is just like wide-eyed, like, oh. Do you
this
know
is
what
a
this
helm
is?
that came into my ownership many, many years ago. As I understand it, it is very rare and very special, and is black mithril. It does have a magical quality to it as well. It is, as I understand, a type of, how is it called? A helm of a god. Not that a god wore this or used it, but it was used by a divine warrior of a specific god. I believe Persona was the god that this individual warrior wore. It essentially gives you the spell heroism.
like starry eyes. Yeah. Yes. Trade. Yes.
are you sure we
alright
can't
then.
give the cursed axe to an enemy?
Oh, shush. Stop. Scarlett, get out of here.
You would have to make them attuned to it as well.
Do you see this?
It's really not hard to do.
How can you say no?
Use
This
a pres-
this excited face,
No,
Scarlett.
it's fair. Fair.
Like a child on Christmas.
What's Christmas?
Smoke. Sorry.
What's
Just looking at
Christmas,
it-
Connery?
Smokey's looking up with just like little eel dog eyes.
Oh, he's such a good boy. Yes, 100%. And man, you gave me chills, Derek.
All right, I'm doing my job.
That is
So
epic.
yes, it is called a Helm of the Gods, and this is because this comes from, what is it called? The Magic the Gathering Greek setting. Can't think of it.
Theros?
Theros, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the Helm of Erois, but essentially it gives you the spell here. You get 3 charges of the spell Heroism.
Dude.
All right. And it, yeah,
yeah.
please.
Before we go, I did have a question.
Mhm.
More of a local question.
Okay.
I was eavesdropping on some folks in the alley, and it sounds like some hooks are doing a heist later on, some of the stuff going up to the Sultans. Not super interested in the heist itself, but is Karina and Dahlia home base for the hooks?
No, not that it is home base for the walkers either. They operate around here, and we mostly stay out of their business if they stay out of ours. Unfortunately, that is a failed endeavor. And he
They're not
pulls
very
out,
great.
well, that information is faulty at best. A little payback for when they sold me some marked goods. In fact, and he pulls out like a pocket watch. If you go out into the street in 30 seconds, you will see exactly what I mean.
I'll be back if I have more questions. I want to see what's going on.
You all go out into the dusty streets, which again, there's a lot of kind of movement going on, but you look down towards left. Marik comes out with you and points down the street to the left where there's a cross street. And you can see that there are a couple of horsemen who have actually stopped the flow of traffic as there seems to be a caravan moving perpendicular to where you are now. And he taps your shoulders and points up to the corners of the buildings that are like at this perpendicular angle, and you see that there are assassins, burglars, thieves, somebody dressed in these black kind of cloths that are covering their face, and they go to leap down onto the caravan just as he goes, and 30. And before they even can reach the caravan, you watch as four of them leap. Four rocks, smaller rocks. This is a special breed that is like the size of a griffin. Catch them in midair and swoop off in perfect unison to one another, all flying in opposite directions, all four of them. And they never even touch the caravan. And those people on the street, it's high enough up, didn't even see it happen. So I did my citizen's duty, and I informed the Rock Riders that there was going to be a terrible assault on the caravan that was planned, and I don't think that they will be selling me bad goods anytime soon. So the hooks are not based here, and I don't think that they will find much success here in the upcoming months. It might be time for them to find better streets to terrorize.
Super petty. So petty. I love it.
That's what they get for being real fucking shitty.
Yeah. Your uncle is so cool.
You should tell him that.
I said that out loud.
I was mostly asking because I am looking for an ex.
Oh.
And they joined the hooks. So I was wondering if there was anyone I could shake for information around here.
I'm sure you would be able to find a nest. I could see where they are hunting these days. As I understand it, it is the southwest quarter, but I could find specifics if you did want to shake a few trees. Otherwise, if you can give me the name of your ex, and I can see if they might be about.
The next member of our little group, Panvir.
I will keep an eye out.
Thank you.
If you all are
Friends? Sorry, go ahead.
If you all are looking to go to the fighting pits, I believe that will be the grand event is this evening at in the northern quarter.
We definitely wanted to check it out. If I'm ever in the area again, I will definitely stop by.
I look forward to it.
Give him another hug.
Such a pleasure.
Yeah, and mine. It is good to see that item back in the hands of someone who I think it belongs with. And it is good to see. And he is already wrapping the axe like in so many just like actual just reams of cloth. And it is good to see that this will go somewhere else.
Yes.
I will, and he points to Scarlett. I will do my best to find a Nerian buyer.
All I ask.
Ah, yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Or, you know, one
Okay.
of Eula's old ones. That's fine too.
Good to know.
Didn't really like me that much.
Where to next, friends?
Guess we're gonna go look at some gladiator fights.
Did you tell us about the you're gonna go see them or no?
Scoop about? Oh, no.
Okay, I didn't think so.
No, I have not.
Yeah.
You want to go solo?
You say
All right.
solo, but as in Scarlett's in the corner writing her book. She's not going solo. She knows better than that.
So yeah, I guess we're gonna go check out some of the pit fights.
Okay. It is easy to find them because the Colosseum here is rather large and is rather loud, as this is a full day event, although the main event is meant to be this evening. You all go to you follow the northern roads, following up to where they all kind of combine, where the palace is the center of this city. The Colosseum is almost built directly behind it. And were you to look up towards the palace, you can even see that there are like balconies built into the palace so they can look down at the Colosseum. And those of you even with more excellent eyesight could see that there are like spyglasses, massive spyglasses, so that the royals don't even have to go to the Colosseum. They can see the entire thing as if it was on TV before them. Okay, it is silver to enter the Colosseum for for entry, and it is just absolute chaos and in orderly chaos as people are screaming and cheering and chanting, and it has this instant smell of like just dust, like it's gritty on your teeth, which how much dust has been kicked into the air and kind of just accumulated around here. And the smell of blood kind of permeates, and the smell of sweat, as there's so many people in this Colosseum, and the smell of cooked food, as there are so many stands where you can buy any variety of things. You watch as there are a number of gladiators in the center of the arena currently fighting. There's at least 7 that all have a variety of weapons. They are dressed in various ways as well. Very little armor, if armor at all. And you can see that there are some that have spears, some that have nets, some with large shields, some with large swords, small swords. And it's you come to realize that they are all evenly matched in a way based on how they fight. Every fighter has to fight in a very unique way to succeed. And just as you all are getting your seats, their accommodation seats for those of you who might be centaur sized, you watch as a man loses a head just as another his leg is swept out from under him and falls to the sand, and cheers go up. There are betting places as well if you would like to bet on any individual gladiators. And then you were also given a fighting bill, which shows what the day is supposed to incorporate. You're getting past the afternoon here and into the early evening, so a lot of the fights have passed. This is one of there were originally 10 you're picking up in this fight, and they're now down to 6. So is there anything you'd like to do special at the arena here?
What does the audience situation look like in relation to the fighting pit? Is it like raised, or is there?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's about 10 feet. The fighting pit is, ground level, then about 10, probably 12 feet, and then audiences that go up for another like 50 feet, all, very Roman Colosseum style, where they kind of arch outwards. And then there are also canopies that have been extended outwards, kind of block the sun as it is traversing over the sky.
So I can't gently touch someone and cast enhance ability.
No, they have separated the gladiators somewhat, unless you want to try to reach down or wild shape even.
Nope.
to get over to them. But there are definitely at the end of combat, as you're watching this battle now very quickly kind of sum itself up. One of the individuals with a spear and a net has netted one of the Murmillo soldiers. One of the heavily armored soldiers gets a spear through the chest, and very quickly the combat ends. You notice that when it does, like audience members go to reach down, they're giving flowers, they're giving gifts, they're reaching out just to touch the gladiator, and like a baseball player who's just caught the last out of the inning, he's doing like high fives. He's made his touchdown, so he's doing these bloody high fives, all with these people who are trying to reach down and get a little bit of the vitality that this gladiator represents, this bloody victory. So you would have the potential to touch a gladiator.
I'm gonna wait.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. I want to look up one thing real quick here.
Are either of you two betting? Little? No.
I do a lot of frowned upon things. Gambling is not one of those.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna do it, but now I'm just like here and I'm like, oh, that's a little depressing.
I take risk with enough lives to know that I should not gamble also.
Yeah.
I assume that there are bets on the main event, right?
Mhm.
Those are
There's
the
bets on every event.
the one that is the
Main event.
retired long awaited guy.
One day away from retirement.
Right,
One-
right.
One
They
fight
keep
away.
bringing me back. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the fight that determines like who gets to retire and
champion.
who dies. Yeah. So you see the gladiators here are Flamma and Atrox. So
Atrox
it
just
is
sounds really cool.
Flamma the Skullkeeper and Atrox the Black.
Damn.
I gotta go with the Skullkeeper. I'm gonna bet on the Skullkeeper. I'll do 200 gold.
Okay. These absolutely are 1-to-1 odds. Like nobody
There's
really has
no
the upper hand.
favorites. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. How much are you betting?
200 gold.
200 gold. Okay.
May
I
the odds
know,
be in your
'cause I
favor,
really
Proximus.
don't take much gold when we. Oh. They're just shiny things to me. Whatever.
Trinkets. Shiny
As long
trinkets.
as it's shiny trinkets, yeah. As long as I can eat and drink, I'm fine.
All right. And you all get to let me get rid of that. You all get to the arena, or you're in the arena, but you watch as the next event is about to start. This is the beast fight that has kind of been hyped up a lot. And what you all see is the arena is kind of cleared. They have all these attendants that remove all of the bodies, kind of shift the sand over the blood. And you watch as there are 4 pillars that actually rise out of the arena, some sort of stagecraft here. And there are chains coming down from all of them. And an announcer is kind of heard as, magically their voice is enhanced throughout the arena. Next up, ladies and gentlemen and others, we have the beast fight. How do I want to say this? A special fight brought to us by the Empire, who has very carefully, cautiously, and considerately donated some of the most dangerous animals you will ever have your eyes set upon. We will be clearing the 2 front rows. Accommodation seats will be provided to you in the back, but it is for your safety, we assure you. Please do not throw food at these beasts, and should you be taken in any way, do be aware that it is not the fault of the Sultan, the Colosseum, or anyone else but yourself. And cheers kind of go up all around. Attendants begin to open gates all across the arena, which seem like they aren't they're not automated. They take like manpower to actually open them up. And you watch as attendants, 4 of them bring out with like a bridle on its mouth a Pegasus, white horse, white wings that are bound at its side, and with the chains on the pillars, they chain its hooves in place at the exact center. The other gates open up. There are gates just everywhere around here, and you watch as other attendants dressed in like full like Beastmaster garb. I mean, some of them seem as if they are fireproof. Some are covered in spikes. There's a variety of them. All very cautiously bring out the creatures for this fight, and you watch as uh, a group of them bring out what you all would identify as a manticore. They are wearing just the most armor and padding that you can possibly imagine. It's hard for some of them to move, as there is a muzzle on this humanistic face of this creature. Its tail covered in spikes whipping back and forth that they're trying to avoid. Its wings also bound to its sides. And they basically get it out of the gate opens, the cage is brought up to it, the cage is opened, and they run back through and close the gate behind them. Next up, a gate opens, and again the muzzle's removed. The attendants run back out as a rather large owlbear enters the arena. And then lastly, another gate opens, and shoved through is, again, wings bound to its side, a chimera. The Pegasus, unable to move, seems to be the bait as these three creatures begin to loom in towards it, all then noticing each other. And as this beast fight begins and these animals begin to launch themselves at one another in the hopes that they will be the final ones standing to feast on this flying horse meat, that's where we are going to end for the night.
I think as soon as I see them, though, Acacia gets up and leaves.
Okay.
I don't want to watch this.
Okay. This is absolutely something where if you all, especially with Winnie, would like to do anything about this, you absolutely may. If we want to, I'll also talk to Eva if we want to retcon this. If folks aren't comfortable, that is also okay as well. But that is where we're going to end for the night. We will pick up next week with the final gladiator fight, as well as Scarlett's secret meeting with the Raja. So thank you all for joining us for another episode of Horizons Call. Thank you for those of you who have been willing and able to tip. Both things are important. It's very much appreciated. You can always, at any point, tip this wonderful cast and crew through our Pally link. Pally you can find in chat. You can also find it on all of our social media, including on our the thing where we have all of our stuff. Words are really hard today. Beacons, thank you, Mayor. Jesus Christ. You can find it on our beacons as well. Basically, if you tip anything at all, it gets evenly distributed based on shares to our cast and crew. I am going to stop talking for a second and try to remember some words. And while I do, I'm going to have these lovely people say a little bit about themselves and where you can find more of them. So, Mayor, if you don't mind starting us out.
Hello, I am Mary. You can find me on all applicable social media at Archmage of Dice. I'm just doing this right now, but you can also find me on Fridays for 2 more sessions over at Valdrian's channel at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, for where I play Wong, the ex-Fire Nation military firebender in our Smoke and Ashes Avatar Legends game. And also next Saturday, the 17th, at 1 p.m. Eastern, I will be participating in a game of Sanctuary, a GM-less one-shot being facilitated by the writer Megan Lynn.
Awesome. Thank you, Mayor. I will shout out Eva's stuff real quick. Again, Eva was unable to join us, but she was doing some cool bee stuff. So Eva will be joining us next week. And you can find her on most social media at the Eva Serrate, Serrate, Serrate. She also has beacons.ai/Eva Serrate. And for Eva's stuff, which is mostly Sword and Key stuff, Eva is the key half of Sword and Key. She has Deathmatch Island, which is going to be tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Then she also has her birthday on the 26th. So help us celebrate a very important holiday on the 26th, which is Eva's birthday. I'll shout that out for her right now. Um, uh, yeah, check out her socials for other stuff. I think that's the main stuff going on right now. So, Michael.
Hi, fam. I'm Michael. You can find me at Michael Sandoval in all the places. And yeah, I just do some art and hang out here every Saturday with these wonderful people playing Horizon's Call.
Absolutely. Special thank you to Michael, as always, for the artwork that he does for this show, for Harbingers, for Humblewood, which will be coming back for season 2 in the relatively near future. All of Michael's artwork is incredible, and it's very much appreciated that he is being so amazing to give us all this artwork. So thank you to Michael, as always, for that.
Love you guys.
Last but absolutely not least, Kaila.
Hi, hello. My name is Kaila. I am mainly just here. You can find me here, being a thorn in Derek's side. That's all I got.
Never. No,
My social media footprint has shrunk significantly, and I'm honestly okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, do what you want to do. Alex in Harbingers is just absolutely unfindable at this point. So, yeah, I respect that. I do want to thank Kaila and Mare for always being willing and able to step in to do tech. Kaila did tech today. Very, very much appreciated. Eva typically does it. I should think more often on camera for it. But it means a lot that we have wonderful people who have the know-how and are also, again, awesome friends to step in and fill those spots. It's absolutely awesome. So I'm very blessed to have these people in my life. I am Derek Sword. I use he him pronouns. I am your GM for this game. I'm your GM for many games. Yes, Sword is my real last name. Yes, it's awesome. No, you can't have it. I am the Sword half of Sword and Key. And you can follow me if you want to. It's fine. It's most social media dsword16. Follow Sword and Key though. Sword and Key is where it's at, and most of the stuff I do on my own personal thing is just retweeting stuff from Sword and Key. So you can find all of Sword and Key's everything at beacons.ai/Sword and Key. You can find our Tiltify, like for this game. You can find charity links for our ongoing games. You can find in the near future links for merch. You can find links for our discount codes, like we have for Greenleaf Geek Dice and Eldritch Foundry, if you were looking for minis. You can find all of our socials, including Twitter, BlueSky, Instagram, a TikTok that we have yet to use, but will at some point, I'm sure. And you can also find links to our Discord. You can join our Discord there, hang out with cool folks, talk about cool stuff, and through our Discord, see our calendar. And speaking of our calendar, upcoming stuff, tomorrow, like I said, we have 10 a.m. game of Deathmatch Islands, 10 a.m. Pacific time. It's been absolutely fantastic. This is episode 3 of 4 and has a wonderful cast in it. We also have a Monster Crush release tomorrow. Monster Crush is a podcast I do with LD. We're talking about different cryptid creatures and miscellaneous monsters and how sexy they are. And in light of the Lunar New Year, Happy Lunar New Year, tomorrow's episode is about Chinese dragons, who I mentioned a long time ago on Monster Crush, and finally get their full episode, not just a 10-minute mention, because boy, how do they need it. There's a lot of Chinese dragons. We have movie nights over on the Discord. Again, you can join through Beacons. And the upcoming movie night on the 16th at 6 p.m. Pacific time is going to be The Princess Bride, just in time for, it's a great romantic movie just in time for Valentine's Day. As Mare mentioned, Sanctuary will play 10 a.m. Pacific time on Saturday the 17th. Following that, next episode of Horizon's Call. And then we will hopefully have another Monster Crush release on the 18th. We'll see how that goes. It might be on the 25th. I'll see how fast I can get the next one moved out. Deathmatch Island will conclude on the 18th. Harbingers, which is a Horizon's Call game, will also conclude on the 18th at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So that is our finale. They're all set up for it. They all just drew from the deck of many things. It's going to be fine. On the 23rd, we have the next of our Sword and Key movie nights. They're typically bi-weekly, but we moved the last one forward out of respect for the final episode of Novel Adventures, which you can always find on our Twitch or our YouTube. But the next Sword and Key movie night on the 23rd will be Howl's Moving Castle. Then that Saturday the 24th, we have a one-shot of Eldritch Automata, which is a game created by created by Nobleman Nick on Twitter. It's currently on a Kickstarter from Gehenna Gaming. It's essentially Gundam or like Evangelion with biblical revelations built into it. It's pretty hardcore shit. That again is going to be 10 a.m. Pacific time on the 24th. Again, Horizon's Call following that. Again, national holiday, Eva's birthday on the 26th. And then that gets us into March, where more stuff's coming up. Trophy Dark is going to take the slot of Deathmatch Island on the 3rd. And then we're just going to keep going with the same cool stuff we've been doing before. So more movie nights, more Horizons Call, more shows. I have bought so many books lately. I'm deciding what I'm going to run next after I take a little mini break. But Humblewood will be coming up next. I did get all of the Middle Earth 5e books. I also want to run Shadowrun at some point. I've got the Star Wars TTRPG. We got more stuff coming. We'll have applications out. You can always see those applications first on our Discord. They do get posted to our beacons, and then we also post them to social media once our Discord is kind of getting a chance to see that first. So if you want to see those applications first, that's the best place to be. That is all that I have for tonight. I don't believe we are rating anybody.
We are.
Kaila,
We are.
Where are we rating?
Mayor, take it away.
Oh, hi. We're going to be rating Classical Glyza, who is playing in a tabletop. I don't know what system they're using, but basically the title is called Law and Order Adversary Special Unit. And Glyza is awesome. And I know that whatever they're putting on is also awesome.
Glyza is awesome. This is why teamwork is important. Okay. Go watch some Law and Order, Dun and all that. And take care of yourselves. Until next time, fair winds, following seas, brave mariners. Goodbye.